see it? Yeah. So if you missed, I will definitely recommend you should watch the recording. We went into a lot of expansion, detail, uh, and that will clarify, like when we hear about the Vishnu or the Krishna or the different um, uh, like avatar like Brahma, then the demigods. We went into the Yuga avatar like Matsya, Kurma, Rama. So all different kind of avatars we went into and how they are related and what qualities they carry with them. Okay, so that was, and the reason we did that was what? You tell me. Why is the reason why chapter 4 is talking about Krishna, why Krishna is talking about it, and then why did we went into the incarnation?
Because Arjuna was asking when Krishna told, okay, this is not the first time I am teaching you Gita. This I have covered lakhs of years ago. And I spoke to Vivaswan, and then Vivaswan spoke to Manu, and Manu spoke to Ikshvaka, and then and because it was not, it seems to be lost in between. That's why I'm telling you again. He told.
Yeah.
Then Arjuna started questioning, how is that you are in front of me, and how should I understand you spoke to Vivaswan, because you seems to be, we are on the same time, we are born and we are here. How do I understand? Then Krishna started explaining, you don't remember your past lives, but I remember. So that's when he started explaining about his when he descends here.
Yeah. So see, that's the parampara system, right? So
Yeah.
so see, the first three words, right? Krishna is talking about that how he has transferred the knowledge to sun god, and from there to Vivaswan, and to Vivaswan to Manu, right? And so that's how he, and then Manu to Ikshvaku. So then he says this supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood it that way. So what we understand that the disciplic succession is very important, because if we don't have the disciplic succession, then we will start using our own imagination. There is no one for us to clarify our doubts. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it appears to be lost. So is as it appears to be lost, what is telling that? It's think that we have lost it, but the science always remains. Is that somebody again has to come back and represent it, right? The knowledge always remains in the Brahman. It's called Shabda Brahman. So knowledge always remains. Then it says that very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by me to you because you are my devotee as well as my friend. So what are the key points here?
Devotee, friend.
Yeah. So Krishna reveals this knowledge. This knowledge can only be understand if we are Krishna's devotee or a friend and a friend. Okay. So that establishing that relationship is very, very important. Otherwise, while we read the Bhagavad Gita, you will become knowledgeable, but there won't be any transformation. We will be doing the same old thing, what we are doing, which is getting caught up in all the family matter and the work matter, and that's it. And the human life is wasted. Okay. Do you understand about the human life? How we get the human life?
How we get the human life?
Have you ever thought about it?
Scientifically, we know, but
but that science, through that science we cannot explain. So what the science is telling, it ignores the fact about the consciousness. It ignores the fact about the soul, right? The way it is presented, right? The way it is presented, you'll see that it is all theory. It says that the giraffe were born with the like they were eating something, and then they got their neck elongated. So you'll see that this is what is being taught. That's not correct. That's not factual. If you start digging into it, it doesn't provide you the answer, right? So that's the reason why our mind is all corrupted with the modern science, because those atheistic scientists, not all scientists are atheistic. Who are the scientists, do you know, who are theistic?
Einstein, what?
Einstein, Newton, all those scientists were theistic. It is in the recent past that some of the scientists, because they got bewildered, right? Who has invented this um, the theory of evolution?
Charles Darwin.
Darwin. Darwin, if you look into the, go and read in a Darwin's history. He was a theistic person. He was a Christian, but then he lost his son, and then he said, "I don't believe in God." Okay, and then he said that, "Oh, the body evolves." So they knew that there's evolution. A lot of these philosophers, they know there's evolution, but there is an evolution of consciousness. But they went into, no, no, it's not the evolution of consciousness, it's the evolution of body. And then to prove it, you just read the original book, the original paper which Darwin wrote. It's laughable. Like he's just putting, and then we believe in it. He's telling that we were amoeba, and then all those things comes, and then he explains how the variety happens. Variety happens the contextual. And for giraffe, I remember he was telling that, oh, there was no vegetation, so they started eating vegetation up, and their leg grew, right? And then similarly for we were all monkeys, and then like how we evolved, and from monkeys then we become humans, because then the things started changing and the body. If that's the case, then there shouldn't be any monkeys. Why do we still have monkeys? All those monkeys should have evolved. Then they give the reason, no, no, no. There's this point in time, some of the monkeys, they change, or the other monkey doesn't change. Oh, that's very good. We believe in it. Then what? There should be something. We should be seeing some monkeys who are following the late cycle and now they are changing. We don't see any monkeys becoming humans. Nobody has documented in the last 2000 years. So if you look into, if you really, and we as a student, we don't question many times, right? So if you question, then you will see that how that theory is so flawed. So anyway, I'm just bringing it back here because that's a discussion which we have done in the past, and we have to really have a very analytical mind to understand, oh, is the thing what we have read is wrong? Oh, that's and then sometimes it's hard to believe that all the things which I have understood is wrong, right? It's not easy. It was not easy for me, right? But over time, when I start analyzing and I start reading the scripture, then it made sense that through the scriptural understanding, it makes more sense that why there's variety of different animals, and they all exist. They all exist together, and there are 84 lakhs varieties of species. What it documents, the scripture documents. We haven't even found those 84 lakhs species yet, right? The scientists keep discovering more of those. Okay, so there are 84 lakhs species which we exist. We are one of the humans, okay, so it goes. So the other things which Prabhu, like Vraj Vihari Prabhu, he was here. He gave the class yesterday for the Mantra House also. He was explaining that how all these big philosophers. Have you heard about Henry David Thoreau? Probably as Indian, we don't know. Just go and look it up. They were one of the most renowned modern philosophers in the West, and his mentor was Emerson. So Emerson and Henry David Thoreau, if you look, they are the main in the last 150 years. They are the main philosophers, and he was citing how means Prabhu, Vraj Vihari Prabhu, how all the things they said. You will read it, you say, it seems that we are reading Bhagavad Gita. Where that came from? Did they invented it? Then you'll find it. Oh, they studied under some. They went to India. They studied under some guru, and from there they followed. So all these famous philosophers, they followed that. They followed. They understood what Bhagavad Gita is, what is the philosophy is. But later, then there was diversion, right? Some of these philosophers, they for their own gain, they said that I am not going to follow them. I'm not no, and then they built their own theory, and that became the theory. Okay, so here what Krishna is telling, that this very ancient science of the relationship with the Supreme is today told by you to me because you are my devotee as well as my friend. So unless we are the friend and the devotee of the Lord, it's very hard to understand. We will keep thinking, oh, the modern science, from that we came from monkeys. So why should I believe it, right? When there's no faith, you won't understand it. You'll read it, but you won't understand it. And the only way to see if there is understanding is what is, how do we know if we understood it?
We have no questions on it.
No, you will always have questions because we are learning. We will see the change within ourselves. If you don't see any of your life changing, exactly the same thing. It's just we wake up, we get ready, we maybe drink coffee, we watch news, then we have some breakfast, we go to the office or work from home, whatever. We follow what wife is telling, what husband is telling, what my children is telling. You do that. Night happens, you go for some socials, you meet your friends, relatives, and then have dinner, and the days pass by. Then during the summer, you go on vacation. That's it. Nothing will change. This is everybody lives this life. Everybody lives this life. And what you are doing? Sleeping, eating, mating, defending. These are the 4 things you are doing. Tell me, whatever I told, there is sleep involved, eating involved, enjoyment involved, which is the mating as well as the watching the TV and going to the work. It's enjoyment, right? And defending. For defending, okay, my house, my this insurance, buying the insurance, health insurance, this insurance, and if somebody argues, I'm ready to fight. Means that's it. We have been given the inquiry that we should inquire, and we have to use that faculty. And when I started with the question, do you know how we have got the human life? It is the Krishna's, is the Lord's will that even though like we have different 84 lakhs different species, and we are going through different species in the cycle for many, many lifetimes, innumerable lifetimes, what the scripture says, then Lord becomes kind, and then he says that, okay, this species without any reason, he says, this species, let me give him the human life. We come to the human life, then how we utilize this human life? If at least if we do the pious activity, we are living a good life, at least we'll get the human life back. Okay? If we do abominable thing, we'll go back to the animal kingdom. If we use it properly for spiritual for spiritual growth, then there is no life and death after that. So we have to, when Prabhu came and gave the class here, yes, Mataji.
Person to me, they asked like why we have to go to Vaikuntha, why we have to go out of this birth cycle, birth death cycle. We are just enjoying happy here. Heaven is here. Why we have to go?
Yeah.
I didn't have any.
No, so a lot of people. So ask them, it's just a matter of time. What was their age? What they were talking about? What do you think? What's their age? What they are doing right now?
The age would be 35.
35, young, right? They don't have any health ailments. It's just very, very sweet spot. I'll tell you, as they grow, they'll get to 45, their parents will start getting sick. Some of their siblings or relatives will start getting sick. They'll start getting the pain. They will getting blamed. You are here, you are enjoying here, we are serving there. The pain will start from there. They are just very sweet. And that's the reason people don't see. It's just a matter of time. It's just there. Misery is there. They will lose their job. Suddenly, then they wake up. Right? So, and then once you get old, look at the people who are 60s, 70s. People think it's a golden life, but look at the lot of people, right? So even let's say they all get, let's say they are born like a Bill Gates. See Bill Gates' trouble. Look at what the Amazon CEO. Look at his trouble. Like means they are all going through the trouble. But what happens? We have got so accustomed to it that we don't see it as a trouble. His life is good. So this is called ignorance, right? And unless they come to that inquiry, right, we cannot wake them up. Means with those people, we can just pray that Lord give them mercy. But most probably how they are going to get the wake up call, Maya will keep shaking them. Right? Depending on their piety, they will get a small shake up. Then they will get big shake up. Something will happen. I've seen even within all the communities, it doesn't matter which culture, the young brother dies, the young sister dies. Means it's a wake up call. People, and you just look around. As you are growing, you can look at your life. When you were 25, no worry, you just got married, life is so fun, right? Then you had children, the responsibility grew, it still is fun. But then slowly the things start changing. So problem start with the relationship problems, the job problem, and health problem. These are the Maya, this is how it shakes us up. And you'll feel it. Okay, so Braj Bihari Prabhu was he came in the class he was giving on Thursday, right? He talked about the inquiry, right? Yesterday for the Mantra House program, he was talking about the 3 things. Most of the time, so we live in 3 houses. What are the 3 houses we live in? The first house is of sense gratification, and we are on different house depending on the time. So first house is sense gratification. Most people are in this house. Live, be merry, enjoy, sense gratification. Second house is of struggle. I'm trying to do something. Means now some days a wake up call. I'm trying to do something, but I'm not able to control the things. life like, oh, the children are misbehaving, the relationship. I'm trying to do everything, trying to all make the relationship. But when I try that, my work is start suffering, right? When I try to support the work, then my relationship starts suffering. In the meantime, the stock market goes down, the war happens. So there's struggle. So in the house of struggle, so my mind is always thinking, what's next? How to deal with it? How to deal with it? I'm already planning, executing, making decisions, right? That's the house of struggle. Most as we grow, we start living. Most of the time, we are in the house of many times we are in the house of a struggle. The third house is the house of surrender. So he because he was speaking to the very wide audience, like Westerners and all those people, right? Wide audience. The house of surrender. House of surrender is when we start realizing things are not under my control. There must be some divinity, or there must be something beyond us. Why it is happening to me? And once people start surrendering, then the life becomes very enjoyable. So right now, see, in the house of um, sense control, the senses are pulling us. Senses tell us do this, do that, and we go and do that. In the house of surrender is the same thing, but in this case, the life is being controlled by Krishna. So Krishna is because we have given our life to Krishna. Krishna, do whatever with my life because it's yours, right? In that case, in that mood, because there's surrender, there's a happiness, there's a peacefulness. Still, I'm not controlling, but then Krishna is controlling the horses. Okay, so that's what happens. Okay, that's what happens in the house of surrender. So now we have to choose which house we are. Once we as we are learning which house we are, and then with the self-awareness, we try to get into the right house. But it is any improvement will happen only by awareness, and awareness is the gift of Krishna. Once you take one step with the faithful, okay, I am trust this. Slowly you'll start getting more awareness. Like for example, this person doesn't even have the awareness that means it's like, oh, life is cool, hunky dory, right? But then by once, let's say you develop a faith, then have awareness. Oh, maybe there's a way to inquire why these things are happening, why I behave like this, why she behave like. Is there a reason like that? Should I go and find about? The awareness is a gift of God. We are getting the gift of the God all the time. We don't even realize. Okay, then the situation can improve. Where let's say my spouse was not very willing to let me go and have time, but now maybe by some intelligence something will happen. Maybe the spouse will come along, right? So and you see all those things within our community or any community. You see that the people who become God consciousness is is due to the gift of God due to their desire. Okay, so now so here, because you are my devotee and my friend, okay, and then Krishna gives this understanding that we and the Supreme has relationship. Then the fourth verse, the sun god Vivashwan is senior to birth by you. So now Arjuna is asking, so asking question is very good. He's telling that, oh, sun god Vivashwan was like 2 million years, like he appeared. And now you're telling that, how do you know and he doesn't know? Means what's that? Then the God explains, many births both you and I have passed. I can remember all of them, but you cannot, O subduer of the enemy. So even though Arjuna is so powerful, he's subduer of the enemy, he knows all the things, he has the knowledge, but he cannot understand that we all have taken so many births, right? We cannot remember anything after birth. Forget about the birth. We ask what happened a week ago. What did you do at 8 a.m. on last Sunday? Sridhar. Yes, mother, you can sit here. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we cannot remember. So that is the fact, right? It's very hard to remember. But Krishna remembers everything. And what that tells us, that his body is not like us. Now, next verse. Uh, Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates. What he's telling? He's telling himself, I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates. And although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. So he's telling, he's appearing. It's not he's getting born, he's appearing. There is the illusion that coming like he's getting born like a seminal birth, right? The mother, father, they come together, and then through that there is a reproduction, and then that's what happens. It appears like that. But then we understood last time we talked that how the Krishna was transferred to the Vasudev's heart, and from Vasudev's heart and he came into the Devaki's womb, right? He came into the 400 form, and then Devaki and Vasudev, they prayed, and then requested him to become like 200 Sam Sundar form. Then he converted into that, right? These are things that are described in the scripture. These are not made up. Okay, so he is unborn, and he has the transcendental body which never deteriorates. His body is different. He has a body. So people say that, oh, everything is Sunya, Lord is just energy. So that is also proven wrong, right? He has a body which never deteriorates. Then 7 and 8 what we studied last time. Whenever and whenever, like the reason why Lord appears, and Lord appears because he wants to take care of his devotee. He wants to kill the miscreants who are doing all this bad stuff to the devotee. So he does that. But then we further talked about, and that's from Srimad Bhagavatam, that for killing the miscreants, Lord doesn't need to come. He can send his empowered soul, like the Sakti Avesh avatar, who can come and then take care of these miscreants. But he appears because he wants to give he wants to give pleasure to his devotees. Because when he comes, there's a pastime, there's Vrindavan pastime, there's Dwarka pastime, there's Mathura pastime. All these devotees we interacted, they fondly, their heart got fulfilled, serving the Lord, interacting with the Lord, and we are still hearing those stories today. Right? Now we will get into text 9. Any question?
So Arjuna didn't want to fight him, so Krishna had to come and then give Bhagavad Gita to him.
Mm-hmm.
Why does he have to talk all that to sun god? Do you know?
What? Why he has to?
Why he had passed on that yoga information to sun god?
So because Krishna, why he?
No, yeah.
Krishna, why Krishna passed?
Yeah.
So when the Lord energy creates this material world, Lord, we say that he is very kind and compassionate. And he knows that in this material world, even though due to our desire, this material world has been created. Because he wanted to enjoy without Krishna. Like a teenager boy and girl, sometimes you have had your son, daughter go through a teenage, right? Depending on time circumstances, you'll see that sometimes the teenage boys and girls, they think that they can do that. They don't need the parents. They can survive. That's totally fine, right? And we say that, yeah, we are totally fine. So we also wanted to enjoy, and it's very hard to believe, but that's exactly what happened. So we were, once upon a time, we were in Vaikuntha with Krishna, right? But then we just wanted to enjoy without him, and we had a desire. Then Krishna said, okay, I'll go and create a world for you where you can go and try to be your own boss. Because what the teenagers are trying to do, they're trying to be their own boss. They are telling that, parents, I don't need you. I am adult enough. I can manage ourselves. Okay, but then we start learning, and you know, this is something, my friend who was that time he's 45 or something, his father died. He's a rich man. He's like, they are billionaire in India, many factories, and he was telling that, Deepak, it seems that I have lost something. I think that that suddenly I have got a lot of responsibility. He's a very successful businessman, CEO of the company, running business. Now when his father passed away, who was not active, he had retired, right? And his son was taking care. He's feeling, and he told me that this is how he's feeling, that the shelter has gone away. When I lost my father, I also felt the same thing. Even though I am doing everything, I'm managing my family, I have the job and everything. When my father passed away, I felt that I have lost the shelter. There is a feeling. When we start growing up, then we start understanding these feelings. It's very hard to understand otherwise. Okay, so so I was answering your question. What was your question, by the way? I think I lost.
Why did he talk to sun?
Yeah, okay. So now when the Lord creates the universe, that time he also gives the knowledge so that we can go back to him. So that's the reason this knowledge always exists. This knowledge always exists. And then Lord, but then over time what happens? This knowledge appears to be lost. Because see, the Lord has created the system where there are different yuga cycles, because for the Lord wants to make sure that everyone's desire is met. And so we are in the most, so we have the classrooms, right? In India, I used to have sections. In the same class, you will have some different sections, right? There will be sections. My wife tell, like in the school, that because she studied in a big school, she had a section where there were toppers.
Yes.
And then there will be section, there will be all the gone cases, the backbenchers, right? Because they want to, because the teacher has to come to their level to teach them. right? So it becomes very difficult. Now, so Kali Yuga is all the backbenchers. So everybody through the yugas, they have catch hold of the bus and they are gone, right? The remainder people are in the Kali Yuga, right? So we are all failed students. But then for the failed students, the exam is also very easy because is Krishna want us to pass, and that's the reason. What is the easy exam here?
Yoga.
Chanting the name. He's saying that just chant the name, do my service, and I'll deliver you. That's what he's telling. While in the Dwapar Yuga, it was the deity worship. Before that, there was uh, pranaya meditation, right? So different yuga had a different cycle. Then there you are doing the meditation and the yoga for many thousand years. Now for the Kali Yuga, because we have short span of time, Krishna is telling that just do the chanting. Okay. So is it okay?
Yep.
Okay. So now let's go to 1-9. Janma. Yes, Mataji?
Lord Ram and all are transcendental form of Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. All the incarnation always exist. They're all eternal incarnation. Janma karma cha me divyam.
कर्म च मे दिव्यम्
Evam yo veti tatvatah.
एवं यो वेत्ति तत्त्वतः
Tattva deham punarjanma.
यत्त्वा देहं पुनर्जन्म
Nayati mameti so Arjuna.
नयति मामेति चार्जुन.
One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So see what this was. So tell me, what do you think, Sridhar, what this verse is trying to tell us?
Basically, it says that if you believe in my nature, then take his body again in material world, but retain in my eternal abode. Really? But there is always a case that, see, a lot of people believe in God, right? A lot of people believe in God. Not necessarily Krishna as such, but everyone has their own God form. I'm kind of wondering, here it's saying they'll attain the eternal abode.
That's the reason I'm asking, right?
Now, how is that? Because there is always a case of, what do you call that? What do you call that? I mean, like, you take birth and obviously you do some mistakes, you do some good things, you do some bad things. Based on that, the Karma Yoga tells that, okay, you'll be taking some other form. They won't go to though how much ever they love the God, how much ever they pray to the God, they won't go to the.
So see, now
there is a condition.
So one thing is, when we say we believe in God, what is my belief system? And you will in chapter 16, Krishna will talk about four kind of people who come to him and four kind of people who don't come to him. Most of the time, people, when they worship, like Ganesha festival is happening here. He has gone to Marimur Park, big festival is happening for last 4 days.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Yeah. So lot of followers, they are going for the entertainment, nice light, nice thing, because when you go and there, how the people are. So when we say we love somebody, is my love is superficial or is true? So that you have to analyze. Then why I'm loving somebody? Am I expecting something in return? Most of the people, they go to the different Durga Mata, Kali Mata, Ganesh Ji, because they want something for them. Is that a true love? If you just keep asking your wife, I want this, I want this, I want that, is that love?
It's not.
You have an answer, right? So we think it's love. So I have a faith, but my faith is based on fear or my wants. That's not love. So this love is one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities. So this person who knows, they totally know the Lord is appearing for my well-being. The Lord is appearing because he loves me. Oh my God, he's appearing and then he's appearing to take me back. Oh my God. And then his activities doing is always transcendental because he wants to please us, right? And so now this person know that who Lord is. This person knows that he is the super soul in every being, and we have the eternal relationship with the super soul, and we are part and parcel of this person. So when we say one who knows, these are all the things this person knows, because before this, all those things have been talked about. You have to understand, it is coming in sequence, right? Discussion is happening. So that person knows, and then he's so this knowledge is given by Krishna to Arjuna. Arjuna is a PhD student. Okay, so and that's the reason Bhagavad Gita is so condensed, 700 verses. Now, so we have to understand. So this in this case, when he says who knows, so these are all the things that person knows. Then that person knows that this Lord is so great, and when this person dies, this leaves this body, upon leaving the body, take his birth again, he take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. Does not take the birth again in this material world. So these kind, because now they are always, once you have established the relationship with the Lord, you understand Lord appeared for me, appeared. He spoke this knowledge for me. All this interaction is happening with Arjuna, because Arjuna was put under the Yoga Maya so that we can understand. So Lord is speaking to us through Arjuna. So many times you see, this is the culture in India, especially when mother-in-law wants to convey the point to the daughter-in-law.
She speaks to son.
She speaks to son or to the daughter, her own daughter. There's a daughter is there, she will scold her. Don't you know this is not how you should cut the vegetables? She knows very well the vegetables was cut by the daughter-in-law, but she will scold the daughter. So similarly, here Krishna is giving this knowledge through Arjuna. Arjuna just became an instrument.
Transcendental nature mean?
Transcendental nature, which is a nature which is beyond the material existence. So right now, our nature. So now you get angry, you like to drive your car, you want to make sure that you don't talk to me, all those things.
Yeah.
If those happen, right, that is due to our nature, because we love somebody, we hate somebody, right? When transcendental platform, we see everything belongs to Krishna. I see you. You will start seeing, oh, Deepak is Krishna's energy. If Deepak is misbehaving like this to me and I hate him, then must be a reason that Lord is trying to tell me something. Because Lord is so great. Then you will see, oh, maybe, sometimes I get angry. So maybe Deepak is becoming an instrument to get me into the anger mood. Then you understand that, right? So transcendental means we go above the modes. So right now, mode is governing us. Which are the three modes? What are modes? You know, Sattva,
Rajasva
and
Rajas and
Tamas.
Tamas.
Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. So we are being controlled. Just like a puppeteer controls the puppet, we are being controlled. So this devotee knows that in this material world, everything is being controlled. We are given this small, little free will. And we don't misuse that free will into always choosing the wrong thing. We always choose the wrong thing. And in that case, our life, we are misusing that, then our life will be miserable. It's just a matter of time. People feel that they're happy, but how our scripture defines that, it seems that if somebody is taken away their shoes, so if someone's shoes is taken away and they're asked to cross a forest which has a lot of thorns, right? So we are getting blood because we are walking on that, because there is no option. Suddenly we find a shoe which is 2 sizes less than what my leg feet is, but I put on my shoe. It's very tight, but now the thorn is not getting into my shoes. Do I feel the relief? Yes, no.
To some extent.
We will be feeling a lot of relief because it is better than the pain of the thorn. So this is the kind of relief or happiness we get in this world, and then we feel that we are very happy because we don't have the feeling that with the right kind of shoes, what kind of feeling I would have had. Okay? Because we haven't experienced what we have experienced, so we feel that this is how the life is supposed to be. Oh, there will be fight in the family, that is all fine. I lose the job, that is all fine. I'll be in misery state. Oh, that is. People don't think, people become very disturbed when they get into the misery state. The devotee are the ones, when they are put into the misery state, they are still okay. They're equipped well because they know that misery will go away. It's a matter of time. When I was happy, I didn't complain to Lord. Why I am complaining now? How many people you see that coming to, oh, I'm very happy, man. I'm very, very happy. They don't complain, right? Right. So your Tesla is driving well today, right? Tomorrow your Tesla goes bad, you'll start complaining. Bad quality, man. See what happened, right? Okay. Anyway, so understand this verse, right? That one who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode, O Arjuna. So what Purport is saying, one who can understand the truth of the appearance of the personality of God is already liberated from material bondage. So once you understand that, hey, Lord is transcendental. He appears like in a human form to please us, and that's his transcendental his Shyam Sundar form. He's there. The Gopas and Gopis are eternal associates. If I understand all those things, then I know that my position is part and parcel of the Lord. I belong to Vaikuntha planet, and I came here. I fell down, and I want to go back because Lord is telling that I should go back, right? So I understand. So in that case, that person, even though they still are living on this earth planet, they are already liberated from the mindset. As soon as they leave this body, they will get the new body, which is not going to die. They will get that transcendental body. We all used to have transcendental body, which never dies. Okay, and therefore he returns to the kingdom of God immediately after quitting this present material body. The devotee simply by understanding the transcendental nature of the body and activities of the Lord attains the abode of the Lord, and after ending this body does not return the risk of returning to this material world. In the Brahma Samhita, the other book, it is stated that the Lord has many forms and incarnation. So we talked about Lord's incarnation, right, in the previous class. Ad Advaitam Achutam Anadim Anantarupam. Means there is Anant, you understand, right? Infinite. And then, as stated in the Vedas, Purusha Bodhini Upanishad, right? Purusha Bodhini Upanishad, what it says? The one supreme personality of Godhead is eternally engaged in many transcendental forms in relationship with his unalloyed devotees. So what is telling? What do you understand by this? Forgive Mataji, what we understand by this line?
The Supreme God engages with the relationship with the devotees in different forms.
Many forms. So Lord has innumerable forms, right? And all those forms are present and they are interacting with the devotees, unalloyed devotees. So Lord, you see, the Lord he always wants to be in a relationship with the devotees. That's Lord's nature. So, and that is the one.
Unalloyed is pure.
Pure. Unalloyed is pure. There's
Not
no alloy.
mixed with something.
Yes. So this Vedic version is confirmed in this verse of the Gita personally by the Lord. So Lord is telling. So Lord is personally in Bhagavad Gita is telling that the one who understands that I am always present, I am always eternal, and my appearance, disappearance is not like you or me, right? They understand that who God is, right? Who God is. So simply by accepting this truth on faith, one can without a doubt attain liberation. So liberation is not only that I'm not going to take the birth. It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind. The state of mind is what should be the state of mind?
We are eternal.
Eternal, and
We have a relation with God.
Relationship with the God, we are part and parcel. Yeah. We are Sachidanand, we are like all those things. You can put. One can attain the perfect stage of liberation from birth, and that's simply by knowing the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and there is no other way to achieve this perfection. So again, other quote from Shvetashvatara Upanishad. So Prabhupada always gave multiple references to say, and see, now how do you believe? By putting these multiple references, how do you think that the Bhagavad Gita is authentic or the Shvetashvatara Upanishad is authentic? How do you know?
Because all are saying the same thing.
Yes, and these were put into words at a different time, right? So it's not that one time when somebody came and they wrote all the things and they make copied. Oh, You mean so it must be in Bhagavad Gita. Make sure you copy it in this Upanishad, and make sure you copy in the Brahma Samhita also, because these were spoken by different people. Brahma Samhita was spoken by Brahmaji. Yeah, Upanishad is the word of the God, right? It is put into the Vedas. Upanishad is part of the Vedas. Then Bhagwan himself is coming, he's speaking the same thing. So if different times, different places, and there was no Google, right? All those things were written, right? People were not copying. Oh, there was something happened. Let me copy it here. You see, oh, this is called error check. Like you are from the IT people, error check, right? When we send the signal, there's error check, checksum. You understand the checksum? Some
Yes.
of you will remember the checksum, right? So that through that we know that whether there was the error in transmitting of the signal or not. So through this is the error check. You understand? So we don't have the enough intelligence, and sometimes we don't understand it. That's the reason Acharya provides these purports so that we can understand it. Okay, verse 10. Vitaraga bhaya krodha
वीतराग भया क्रोध
manmaya mam upashrita
मन्मयाम् आपुषात्
bhavo jnana tapasa
भावो ज्ञानतपसा
bhuta madbhavan agataha.
भूतामद्भावमागताः
Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me, and taking refuge is me. Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me. You see how powerful these 4 lines, there's so many concepts. Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger. So what it is telling, being freed from attachment, fear, and anger, what is your interpretation?
Don't get caught up with these 3 things.
And if we are getting caught up with these things, what does it mean?
You can't retain the transcendental.
Okay.
We are not in freedom.
What
We are
what is
above
Prabhu?
3 modes.
We are
Above 3 modes.
Yeah, if we don't have it, then we are above 3 modes. If we have it, then we are within the modes, and we are under the illusion of Maya.
Yes.
So if any of us is feeling a lot of attachment for something, without this I will die, right? Or we are feeling fearful of losing the job, fear of this, fear of that. Time and again we get angry, right? And when we get angry, we are not in control of the anger. Anger, sometimes people use the anger as a tool. They're always in control. So, and in that case, they're in control. But when I'm not in control of the anger is in control of me. Those are all the signs that I am under the control of Maya. Okay, so that's first concept. Being freed from attachment, fear, and anger means I'm transcending the modes. First part. Being fully absorbed in me. So once we transcend these modes, then what? Then only one gets fully absorbed in Krishna. Fully absorbed in Krishna. And then taking refuge in me. What does it mean? The third concept?
Surrender.
Complete surrender. There is no one except Krishna. It's not that I have my car, I have my job, I have my wife, I have my children, they will take care of me. Complete shelter on Krishna. They don't need anything. What they need is Krishna, nothing else. Just like when both Krishna and Duryodhana went to Krishna for help, Arjuna just asked, I just want you. While Duryodhana was very happy having his army. Right? And many persons in the past. So what is telling? Many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me. And what is the knowledge of me here really means?
The one who understood his birth and his leelas.
Who understand that he has, yes.
Krishna.
Yes, and what Santosh Prabhu said before, right? We understand that we are part and parcel. We are eternal. We belong to Krishna. So that's the spiritual knowledge, and these people they all attain transcendental love for me. So then the true love. So true love, what we think. So Sridhar was telling, there are so many people who say that they believe in God. First of all, they are believing in not God. Maximum people, they are believing in demigods, right? And from the demigods, they are expecting something in return, right? That's what it's a transaction. It's a business relationship. I'm doing Ganesh Puja, my life should be good. Because Ganesh Ji's responsibility is to take away
All obstacles.
Obstacles, yeah.
obstacles.
Yeah.
But the same Ganesh Ji is not limited by that. We are so foolish, we are asking for obstacles. He can remove those obstacles, but then what? New obstacles will come. The new Ganesh Puja Ji next year, again obstacles, but obstacles will keep coming. Ganesh Ji can remove some depending on I have the enough piety. If I don't have enough piety, I'm not doing the right Ganesh worship, then that also won't happen, right? But Ganesh Ji can give us the love of God. How do we know that he can give the love of God? How do we know?
He's the one who has written.
Very good. Who has written this scripture
Oh, yeah.
in the written form? Ganesh Ji. So now that Ganesh Ji who's writing it, and then there's a discussion between Ganesh Ji and Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva told him, Ganesh Ji, that you will only write if you have understood it. Yeah. So there was, so when Vyasadeva invited Ganesh Ji to write, because he's thinking that who can write so fast, because I have to speak and there's so much of thing which has to be put. The Kali Yuga is approaching fast. We have to put into the words, right? Who can write? And he's thinking, oh, Ganesh Ji is the most intelligent and his writing skills are also very good. Okay, so let me call Ganesh Ji. When Ganesh Ji said, I don't want to have, so he put a condition to Vyasadeva Ji that, okay, I will. So intelligent people, they're diplomat. They won't say no. They'll put the condition in such a way that it seems impossible, right? So Ganesh Ji, being intelligent, say that to Vyasadeva that, okay, I will write, but you should not stop in between. Once you start speaking, you cannot stop. You stop, I'm gone. I'm gone.
So busy schedule.
Then Vyasadeva is also very intelligent because he's incarnation of God himself. He said, yes, Ganesh Ji, but you will only write after you have understood it. Now that will give Vyasadeva Ji to think, right? Because now Ganesh Ji has to think. Did I understand it? I'm writing it, right? And these are all documented. I'm not making it up. Okay. Now, that's why many times in the Vedas, you see, Prabhu, sometimes this googly, you don't understand. Because when Vyasadeva Ji needs some time to think, then sometimes he gives the googly. Then Ganesh Ji has to think hard. What does it mean? Oh, I am present, but I am not present. I run fast, but I am the slowest. What Vyasadeva is telling, I don't get it. He's thinking. Oh, then okay. Then he starts writing. In the meantime, Vyasadeva can think more. So these are means you understand this transcendental science. Everything makes sense. We have to apply our enough brain, and we have to for that we have to spend time. Right? We are just coming for the if we are coming for the class for the just for the enjoyment, it's not going to help. Okay. So now what is that? So look, the practical application, you can see that if you're very fearful, a lot of people were very fearful during COVID that my son will die, my daughter will die, my this will happen. Yeah, being careful and being fearful is both two different things. You all need to be careful. Yes, Mataji.
So being attached to our kids, our husband or wife is wrong.
So what kind of attachment you have? That's the thing. Now,
Yeah, my kids.
so no, but is a bodily attachment? Is it so you are attached to your husband that he should fulfill my desire, he should take care of me, he should love me, he should take me to the Hawaii vacation. So that's one kind of attachment. The other kind of attachment is, my husband has been given to me. It's the Lord's grace. Doesn't matter what nature I have, what he has. Maybe sometimes he get angry, sometimes he becomes very lovable. Whatever, it's the Lord's gift to me. Okay, I have to take good care of him. I have to serve him nicely so that he can do his duty of a husband and a father. Right? So now you're thinking not in terms of what I'm going to get. You're thinking what in terms of what you are going to give him. And you feel relishment in giving that. Both the first case and the second case is different or the same? Different. One is at the level of the soul. Second one is at the level of the soul. So that is a natural attachment, and that attachment will elevate you. Because you are taking your responsibility as a wife who is thinking your husband as a soul, not as a body. So your husband is beautiful, handsome, or not so beautiful, handsome. The face doesn't really matter. What you're looking at the soul. Similarly for the kids. As a mother, you are responsible for growing a Krishna conscious kid. If you're not able to do your duty of growing a Krishna conscious kid, you think that, oh, they are going to the school, it's all good. They are going for the sports, all good. They are winning some competition, all good. They got to the college, all good. But you didn't make them the Krishna consciousness, you have failed your job. Then your attachment is at the very bodily platform because you wanted your kids to do well, because you are seeing the kid as your reflection. If they do well in the school, that you feel very proud. My son, my daughter. Oh, they win a chess competition. You feel very proud. It's the bodily attachment. But now I'm not looking at their spiritual evolution. Are do they understand about Krishna? Do they understand Bhagavad Gita? Are they growing? They understand the value system? Are they so then we have failed our job. And then what happens? These kids, when let's say if I lived on the material platform, when these kids grow and then they will leave their parents. Today, see, look at us. How many of us are living with our parents? None of us.
Not physically, of course,
So
but we are taking care of them.
So now that's very good. Not so some are taking care of them, some are not taking. Our level of care is it just like, oh, I'll take care, I provide them the food, am I taking care of their emotional needs? Am I doing that? You'll see majority of us fail. Majority of us fail, or even if we pass, it's a barely passing mark. If we pass barely, not everybody. Some are taking good care. Okay, so we have to understand where we are. And why do we think that our kids are going to be with us? They're not. They will throw us out much earlier than we have thrown out our parents. Because, see, before we used to live with our chacha, brother, cousin. Your generation, your cousin is coming, you are taking, probably will take off. Your kids' generation, they will say, who cousin, who which, unless they feel that they have time for their work, they will, and what I'm going to get through my cousin, then that's how it's becoming more transactional. It's called transactional relationship. It's not emotional relationship. It's not a spiritual relationship. So we have to understand whether we are living in the bodily platform. If it's living at the spiritual platform, then attachment is good. That attachment is going to deliver us. It's a very good question. Mataji? So attachment, fear, I suppose you understand. Anger, you understand. Attachment is the one which is a difficult subject, right? Okay.
And I wanted to add little.
Yes, Prabhuji.
While I was hearing this, we need to take care of the spiritual progress of the souls, which we are attached, maybe husband, wife, kids, all that. So in the same line, when I was hearing, I was recalling that story where Kapila Dev, he taught all the Sankhya Yoga to his mother, and then he asked for his mother elevation first, and also Dhruva case, right? When Lord Vishnu told him, okay, you will get anyway, you will come back to my abode. Then he told, no, first give that moksha to my mom.
Yes.
He was thinking about spiritual progress of his mother. It's not a bodily.
Yes. It's a spiritual,
it's a spiritual attachment.
Yes, very good, very good.
Same thing even for Prahlad Maharaj.
Yes.
Yeah, Prahlad Maharaj also.
Yeah, then he said that yes, excuse that, but Hiranyakashipu was just trying to kill Prahlad. But when Prahlad asked that, please liberate my father.
When did you say that?
Not physically.
Okay.
And spiritually also liberate him. He was asking.
So that he doesn't get his body was dead. His body was dead because Hiranyakashipu means he was killed, right? So okay, so yes, so these are the spiritual platform. Look, so as an example, today, as talking to Prabhu and Mataji, they have established the deity of Ganeshji at home, and that was made by their daughter. So daughter made it, she painted it, they are worshipping it. So see, parent, they're trying to give this knowledge and this feeling that there is some supreme. There is our okay. Ganesh is demigod, but it's nothing wrong if we worship them in the right mood, thinking them they are servant of Krishna, they are the part and parcel of Krishna, they are the Satya Avesh avatar. And so I asked the daughter, did you ask anything for Ganesh? She said, no, I didn't ask. That's a good thing, because if you're asking, oh, give me a good passing grade, give me this, give me that. But then if we ask, what should we ask to Ganeshji?
Give us the knowledge to read whatever you have written.
Very good. Very good. Or give me the love of the Godhead.
Right.
These are very good prayers. Very good prayers. And demigod gives it very happily. They will create the situation. Now, Ganeshji will automatically create a situation in the life so that the family can progress very fast. Okay? So Ganeshji in any way has been given a very special privilege that whenever you're doing any worship, you go through the agency of Ganeshji. Unless Ganeshji gives the blessing, your puja won't be successful. Special mercy, right? So we should understand in what way we should approach the demigod.
So this is like related to again Mahabharata. So that Ganeshji was writing for 10 days continuously. He followed the Vyas Muni, what they are saying, and he was following the everything. And 10 days continuously, he write the things. So that's why his body get like heated up, and after that they apply some word on that, and then still he is not like feeling cool, so they submerge in the water for a while. So that's why we celebrate this 10 days festival.
Thank you, Prabhu. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about that. Thank you. Thank you for educating me. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
See, everything has a reason, but somebody has to ask why, right? So through this interaction, now the daughter is learning. They themselves are relishing this story, so they are thinking about the God. So that's purifying. It purifies us. So very good. Good. Thank you. Okay, so people who are attached to the bodily conception of life are so absorbed in materialism that it is almost impossible for them to understand how the Supreme can be a person, right? We think that, oh, how the Supreme can be a person? Means, so either Lord is energy or this is all made up, that one, or, he was born, maybe the Lord's energy is more powerful and he was given birth by the energy. So people have different conception. But that doesn't align. If you read all the scriptures, it doesn't align with the fact. Logically, also, it doesn't align that how a Supreme can not have a form, and he's creating the one, all of us, as a form. So how Supreme cannot have a form? Because we are reflection of him.
And he himself saying, I have a form.
Form, he himself is saying, right?
Really? Yeah,
Just the previous
verse.
Previous verse. No, yeah, see what he says. One who knows the transcendental nature of my appearance and activity does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material body.
Ninth text.
Which was done? Ninth, right? Okay, yeah. So one who knows my appearance and activities does not, upon leaving the body, take his birth again in this material world, but attains my eternal abode. No, there was other verse, which was that I appear in my personal body. See, although I'm unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates. I'm unborn and my transcendental body. So here's the body. Body means here's the form.
And he did not care anything about his body. When he created his body, no one has discovered his body until 4 days or 7 days.
And his body never deteriorates.
Yeah.
So see,
at least the physical body.
The Lord's body never deteriorates because he has a transcendental body and he has a form. And then Brahma Samhita, all those Srimad Bhagavatam, it talks about the Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 10. Like there's so much of description, the Lord's beauty, his pastime, how he's having the pastime with all the gopis and gopa when he doesn't have the form. Right?
No, that of course he is like Krishna form, right? He is what do you call?
So what you're saying, there can be a case that, he's given a form by the supreme energy.
No, Krishna came in the Krishna form.
So he's coming so that's what he's telling. I'm coming in my own form. So means Krishna has a form because he's coming in his own form. Correct? So he has a form. He has a form. Right? Yes, Mataji.
So
Yes, tell Mataji.
let's say we are also aiming for that one, then like what will we do there? There are kalpvrikshas, there are everything available. Then what will we be doing there?
So yeah, so
YouTube.
So we are relationship. So we always see we are always in the pastime of the Lord. So we are in a relationship with the Lord, right? So We are playing with the Lord. So you see all the Goloka form pastime, Golaka Dham pastime. Lord is going with the Gopas to tend the cows, right? Those pastimes are happening in Golaka Dham, then the real Golaka Dham. Happening because Lord likes to enjoy, right? He likes that his friends climb on his head, right? They subdue him. See, his friends were like were beating him in the wrestling match, and that Lord, he can kill anybody just like that. So you are participating, all those Gopis, they're, hey, Hare Krishna, they are laughing. We will be those people. We will be just those people always enjoying, and the Lord is enjoying. Their description that every time somebody goes back to Godhead, Lord is coming running to take them. For everyone he comes to take them in, and he hugs them. That where were you? Their description in one of the Shastra. So, okay, further reading. Furthermore, there are many persons who cannot understand spiritual existence at all. Being embarrassed by so many theories and by contradictions of various types of philosophical speculation, they become disgusted or angry and foolishly conclude that there is no supreme cause and that everything is ultimately void. So these are the people, because there's so much of theory. People over time has created so many theory. You know that and if you understand this word properly, it means that uh, Krishna is not a Krishna, he's an energy. And then somewhere somebody say that, I am the Guru is telling, I am God. I am God and you can also become God. I heard the second version. Third version, I understand something else. Now, I get disgusted that what these people are saying, what that person is saying doesn't make sense. Is saying that nothing exists. So they become atheist. In this case, Prabhupada is giving the example, they are saying that everything is void, means everything is mithya. Mithya means nothing exists. We are just in a dream world, right? So people become disgusted. Such people are in a disease. So who are these people? They are in a disease condition of life. Some people are too materially attached and therefore do not give attention to spiritual life. So if you're on the bodily platform, let's say Mataji was asking, now she's thinking too much about the husband. Oh, did he take me for the shopping or not? Did he took care of me or not? Did he love me or not? All those. Did he take me for vacation or not? If he's not doing it, I'm like, the wife is fighting with the husband or not feeling good about it. Like so, and the throughout life, or they will get divorced, then they'll find the new girlfriend, and the life continues because there's just so much of struggle in the life. So in the mantra house, we are meeting so many people, and their life is so disturbed. You'll feel so much of empathy. You'll feel so grateful that you have got such a wonderful life. And if we don't use this life, we are very lucky to be born in the land of India. But we shouldn't be proud that we are born in the land of India. We should feel proud that this knowledge was spoken and we have the easy access to this knowledge. Because culturally, we are more attuned to understand this knowledge. For the Westerners to understand this knowledge takes time because they are not attuned to this knowledge. We have to give them a lot of preamble. Let's not waste. Prabhupada would say that in his lecture, you all Indian, you should go and preach. It means you should become an agent, a teacher to teach other people. Do not waste your time. Okay. Such people are in disease condition of life. Some of them want to merge into the supreme spiritual cause. Some of them disbelieve in everything, being angry at all sort of spiritual speculation out of hopelessness. This last class of men take to the shelter of some kind of intoxication. So then people become very hopeless, like, oh, this is how the life is, and then they take intoxicant because in that case they are not thinking about their misery in their life. So the person who is telling that he is just lucky, he just happened to, and the people who tell very soon Maya Devi is going to, we don't wish him any bad, but very soon, this is how the Maya Devi acts. Whenever we feel little proud of something, Maya Devi will come to give some good examples. Give some good examples. In the beginning, one must have a preliminary desire for self-realization. This is the first thing. So when we say that we have a free will, Sridhar, when we say we have a free will, this is what it means. Our desire should be, let me think what it is. For example, you are happy walking your dog Right, Sridhar? My relationship with Sridhar is we will only see outside. I'm putting the water to my grass, and he's walking, and then you say hello, hi, or we are driving, right? But then one day you thought that Deepak has called me. Let me go and hear Bhagavad Gita, what it has to say. You had a desire, otherwise why other people are not coming, right? So this people get busy. They get, oh, my relatives have come, I don't have a time. They have the time for their relatives, but they don't. The first thing which falls through the people's plan is the spiritual knowledge. That's our ignorance, right? When something is most important, we have to give it. They did not give importance to me. They have to give the importance to the knowledge. Because once they get the knowledge, then all family relationship, everything will make sense. Otherwise, this is the first thing will go away.
Said earlier, there will be people, if you stayed up to the third chapter, and there will be transition in the fourth chapter. There will be many will fall down.
Yeah, you see the number of people who are coming in the class. For one reason or other reason, they are just dropping off. And you'll see that if people stay until 12th chapter, then those are the people who will stay, and then they will become devotees. That's the typical what we have seen, right? So a lot of people, they start falling through. Okay, one thing, oh, it takes so long because everybody wants to understand it very quickly, but then we have to see our intelligence, right? Very limited intelligence, right?
When we start fourth chapter directly, they will not believe.
Because then it seems, hey, this is all something bogus.
Yeah, because first, second, third has a lot of connection.
Yeah. Okay. By execution, devotional service. Okay. In the beginning, one must have a preliminary desire for self-realization. So this is free will. This will bring one to the stage of trying to associate with person who are spiritually elevated. So this we think that, okay, let me try to go to the person who knows about it. In the next stage, see, this is staging. And you can look into your life. Is this how it happened? In the next stage, one becomes initiated by the elevated spiritual master. So the people who would, let's say, gone to 12th chapter, they will start developing so much of faith. Oh, wow, this makes total sense. This makes logical sense. I can answer all my questions. Then say, I think this is the right thing. Let me look for a teacher and get initiated. Okay. So that's the next stage will happen. And then they begin the process of devotional service. And they will very seriously, they will start practicing devotional service, which is chanting regularly, doing service regularly, right? The 16 round and everything becomes smaller, right? They would like to do more. Then by execution of devotional service under the guidance of the spiritual master, one becomes free from all material attachment and attains steadiness in self-realization. And how they become free from all material attachment? Nupur Mataji, how one can get free from all material attachment by coming under the guidance of his spiritual master?
By chanting God's names.
No, because the guru gives the knowledge, right? Of course, we are chanting, so that is purifying. But then the guru is helping me understand. That's just like, oh, the right way to love your husband is like this. You should understand what is your duty towards your child. This is your duty for. So Brahmachari is like, so Braj Bihari Prabhu, who came here, right? He was telling that how he spent a big part of his life looking after. He's a Brahmachari, but he's taking care of his parents. So we have to take care of our duty like the way we are born, we have to take care of our duty. But we don't leave Krishna. Krishna is still the center of my life. Right? So he's able to execute his duty while he's taking care of his parents, even though he's a brahmachari. And order of the brahmachari is that you should not associate with the family. But that doesn't mean that we abandon the family. Let's say if we had a brother who could have taken care of the parents, then he's not supposed to he doesn't need to worry about the parent. But let's say there is nobody to take care of the parent, then it is a duty. So we don't understand the principle really well. And then we think, oh, this is all garbage. Okay. By execution of devotional service under the guidance of spiritual master, one becomes free from all material attachment and attains steadiness in self-realization. So then the steadiness in self-realization happens. Otherwise, it doesn't happen. And acquire a taste for hearing about the absolute personality of Godhead. So initially, it's very hard to develop the taste. The first thing you'll see as soon as you go for the class, and it happens to everybody, you'll start getting the eyes will start shutting down. Okay, we'll get bored. We'll get like thirsty. All those things will happen. Have you observed? And you're experiencing these things?
No, I
Have you
never
experienced?
experienced that.
See, but
Sometimes
then,
I experience.
yeah, but then when the growth will happen, you'll start developing the taste. Now you tell me, when you got married, how many of you just wanted to sleep, not sleep with your spouse? Everybody wants to sleep with their spouse, doesn't want to leave her or him alone. Why? Because you are attached. Hearing, we are not attached. Otherwise, what will happen? We are attached to hearing. Wherever we hear that, oh, there is somebody has come to giving a lecture, I will make the time to go and hear the lecture. Doesn't happen right now. We have so many things. Of course, those are genuine things in some cases, but we haven't. It's not a strong desire to go and hear. I will always find a reason not to go. Okay, so that taste will get developed. So this is a progress, right? There's a lot of taste for hearing, and then taste for hearing about the absolute personality of Godhead. And this taste leads one further forward to attachment for Krishna consciousness. So there is more Pṛthī, like more Pṛthī means more love will get developed, and which is matured in bhava. So this is the natural progress of stages. There are 9 stages, right? Which start from the faith, okay, and then from where it leads to bhava and prema. On the preliminary stage of transcendental love of God, real love for God is called prema, the highest perfectional stage of life. So many times we complain. I have also complained. Oh, I'm not getting the taste for chanting. I feel sleepy when I chant. But before that, there is a stage called anarth nivriti. You have to get rid of all of anarth nivriti. Before that, there is a stage of sadhu sangha. After anarth nivriti, there is a determination. So then there is the ruchi. Then the taste develops. Then bhava happens. Then prema happens. And then after certain stage, anarth nivriti, many times then many stages will be running in parallel, but with a different gradient. 522. Okay. 11. Ye atha mam prapadyante
मां प्रपद्यन्ते
tam tattva bhajami ham
तांस्तथैव भजाम्यहम्
mama vartu bante
मां वर्तमानं वर्तन्ते
manushya partha sarvashah.
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः.
So this first line is quoted so many times, and why it is quoted? As all surrender unto me. Hear it very carefully. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. I've highlighted it. Why? What it is telling? As you surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respect, O son of Pṛthā. But focus on this line. As all surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly.
What does accordingly do?
What? Sorry?
So is there because it's accordingly, that means there's a level of surrender?
Yeah.
That is why it's
Yes.
being rewarded.
Yes. So what is telling the relationship is reciprocal. So now I'm using this word. Now that will give you the better insight. When I say the relationship is reciprocal, what do you mean?
How much you give? How much you give, that much you get.
So if you love your cousin, let's say you're making time, your cousin is coming, right? You're making time for him or her. So accordingly, they are going to love you. You say that, man, I'm busy. I have my Boeing, some strike has happened. I've been asked and I cannot take off. You come, we will feed you, it's fine. So they don't have much incentive to come in that case, right? And when they don't come, you won't be able to build the kind of relationship you could build, right? So it's reciprocal. With the God also, it's reciprocal. If my surrender is, so I can be right, I am surrendering, but my surrender is every week I'll make 2 hours of time to go for a class. Lord will reveal this much. If I say that every day I'm going to work for Lord for 2 hours, Lord reciprocation will be this much. The purity will be happening much faster. I might be getting a lot more service so that I can do more service and then I can get purified even faster. So it says that reward of service is more service. What is the reward of service? More service. And that is the sign you are making progress. So look at Shiva Prabhu. Both the Shiva Prabhu. They started, they were new, right? Not even a year. They were new, slowly started doing little thing. then they start getting more service. They were very sincere. They start, most of the time they are spending, they work or they are in the temple. So it's not that they are single, they are going with the friends or watching TV or going on a movie theater and all those stuff. They're not, right? So they are getting more mercy, more purity, right? So it just helps. So we all, as a Grihastha, of course, when their family member come, probably they won't be able to do that. But when the situation allows, we have to do the max we can. At least we should have a desire to do the max we can. And then try to strive and see that how can I serve the Lord more and more, right? So we should strive, we should show the effort. Then Lord will create the right condition also. He will create the right condition. Okay? So Krishna is fully realized only by his pure devotees. So Krishna can only be realized by his pure devotee. One devotee may want Krishna as supreme master, another as his personal friend, another as his son, and still another as his lover. So these are different level of the different rasa we have talked about, right? Shant rasa, dasya rasa, remember? Sakhya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Madhurya rasa. Do you remember those rasa? So we have all different kind of relationships. Relationship of master and son, master and servant, the relationship of a friend, relationship of a father and a mother, relationship with a lover. So these are all the relationship we can have with Krishna. And we may be inclined to one relationship over the other. Some of us may want, I want to play with Krishna. Some of you may think that, I just want to be intimate, I want to be very intimate associate of Krishna. Like that means I want to be like Madhurya. I want to be with the Madhurya rasa with Krishna. Like Meera. You've heard about Meera, right? She was Madhurya with Krishna. She wanted Krishna, nobody else. You give me Jahar, give me the poison, I'll drink. Happily, she drank.
She drank.
She drank all the poison. She didn't care. Right?
Who gave it?
All the king means
His husband's elder brother.
Oh.
So he gave poison, but it didn't. That poison didn't affect her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
just like Prahlad Maharaj. He was trying, Hiranyakashipu was trying to kill him in all the way. See, if we have taken the complete shelter, nobody can harm us. Look at Draupadi. As long as, so it says that as long as Draupadi was holding her sari with one hand, thinking that I have a power, I can stop the sari for him putting the sari. But then she realized that he is much stronger, I cannot pull it that hard. And then she took both her hands, Krishna. Complete surrender. No, that person can pull his sari, right? But complete surrender. And what Krishna did? Famous story.
Yeah.
Unlimited saris. And that person got tired. Full surrender means full surrender. That's when we say Hari Bol, full surrender. This is a sign of full surrender. And we are dancing. Hare Krishna people dance. Why do they dance? They are trying to please Krishna. They are telling, I'm happy, Krishna. In your relationship, I'm very happy. So that makes Krishna happy. So devotees are thinking how I can make Krishna happy. If I am like, and I'm not just sitting like that with eyes. Krishna is not very happy. Why this guy is sitting like this? So it does make Krishna think, okay, let me see it. I have to do something. Like that makes Krishna think. Means Krishna wants, when we see everybody is happy, then that makes Krishna feel happy. That is true love, right? Let's say Mataji, you are in pain and you're still trying to serve your husband. And that happens many times. You're in pain, you're trying to serve your kids. Happens, right? That's,
I'm sick. I have to serve them.
no, still, but now that's and on the other hand, if the husband thinks, oh, my wife is sick and trying to, he will scold you. No, you have to go on the bed. Your kids will scold on you. Go to the bed. Let us do that. That's their love. So love is like reciprocal. But you say, no, let me do it. That's affection. That's love. That's both the side they're saying, no, let me do it. Right? That's real love. So that's what happens when the devotees dance smilingly. Krishna rewards all the devotees equally according to their different intensity of love for him. Okay? Pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person. So, Mataji, Pragya Mata, your pure devotees, both here and in the transcendental abode, associate with him in person and are able to render personal service to the Lord. So, those kalpa vriksha and everything is for me. But serving the Lord, I don't want kalbriksha to serve the Lord. I want to serve the Lord. Lord doesn't need any of us. He's self-sufficient. But Lord enjoys when devotees their relationship. He enjoys that. He likes it. He gets captured by that love. And thus derive transcendental bliss in his loving service. For those who are fruity workers who are always just working, like working for the result, the Lord awards the desired result of their prescribed duties, right? As a prescribed duty, like I'm working very hard, so Boeing will get me the salary, right? Or Microsoft will get me the salary. As the Yagneshwar, so if I'm fruity worker, I'm doing the yagya for something. Some ailments should go away, my family should be protected. Then Lord reward that as a Yagneshwar. Still, it's coming through Krishna as Yagneshwar. Okay, and those who are yogis seeking mystic power, so the Astang yogis, they are looking for mystic power, Lahima, Mahima, so they become Siddhi, so they can make the things very small, they can become the smallest, they can become the largest, they can bring the Prapti Siddhi. They can, you might have heard about it, or you might have met somebody where they can say that you want the apple from Kashmir, do apple from Kashmir. Sridhar, what do you want? What is your favorite dish? They will ask, boom, here you go. So this is Siddhi, they get the Siddhi. But those things are also awarded by Krishna, and those are all from the material perspective. Those things are very small things, are awarded, and they are awarded such powers. In other words, everyone is dependent for success upon his mercy alone. So even the people who are materialistic, even the people who are looking for the mystic power, they are also dependent on Krishna to get these, because they are coming through the agency of Krishna. So it's telling that even when Lord rewards proportionally, even for the fruity workers, Lord is rewarding proportionally. Whether one is without desire, the condition of the devotee. When we say without desire, what does it mean? No material desire. So we also have desire. The devotee also have desire, but to desire to please Krishna. Okay. So whether one is without desire, which is the condition of devotee, or is desirous of all fruitive results, or is after liberation. So three different gradient of people. So one is the devotee who doesn't want anything for him. The other is desirous of all fruitive results. They want all the results for them. And then the one who's looking for the liberation. Liberation is also the desire. That is not the highest kind of desire. One should, with all efforts, try to worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for complete perfection, culminating in Krishna's consciousness. Okay, so that should be our perfection. So this completes section 2. Okay, so we went a little slow in this because this is about Krishna. We want to try to understand who Krishna is. Okay, so transcendental knowledge, Krishna. All right. So with this, we'll end the class today. Any questions? Anything?
Probably one last question in the purport 4.10. So it was mentioned like, so there are different things that will be removed from, so that we will get the God's mercy. So I just want to like go through that.
Which purport you're telling,
Where,
Prabhuji?
10th
10.
verse, 10th verse
Uh-huh.
purport, the
Uh-huh.
last line.
Last line, okay.
So it was mentioned like there is a progress, a stage by stage explanation was given, right?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
After that, there is one more line mentioned like there are three others from which we will be um, rescued from. Maybe if you can, is that a possible scenario? I'm just checking like.
So the scenario is talking. So there is a verse called Adu Shraddha, the Sadhu Sangha. So like the Shraddha, first is faith, then Sadhu Sangha, which is that's where we start interacting. Sadhu Sangha is happening. Then Sadhu Sangha Bhajan Kriya. Then we start doing the lot of bhajan. We get initiation, right? Sadhu Sangha Anarth Nivritti. Adau Adav Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Anarth Nivritti, and then what is the word? Sadhu Sangha, Nivriti. No, no, no. The before Asakti, what is that? Determination. Determination. This after Nars Nivriti, determination comes. What is the word for that?
Nishtha.
Nishtha. Thank you, Prabhu. Nishtha. Nishtha, right? Determination happens. Then Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. So now those are 9 stages. Now tell me what you're
What are
talking
the
about.
9 stages again? Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Yeah. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anarth Nivriti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema.
What is
9.
anartha nivriti?
So this is where our anarthas are getting purified. Our ego, our anger, our envy, our lust, all our sense gratification. Okay, this is a long stage. It takes time. Okay. Yes, yes, Prabhu. So Shiva Prabhu, then what was your question?
The question, Prabhuji, I'm just sharing the screen. So here
Okay,
it
let
is
me see
mentioned,
what
right?
is-
For
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah. Okay. So from the
uh,
fearfulness of one's individual spiritual personality and from the frustrations that result is void, that result in void philosophy. Okay, let me state. So by the slow process of devotional service, under the guidance of the bona fide spiritual master, one can attain the highest stage, being freed from all material attachment, from the fearfulness, right? So it is with material attachment, fear, right? Like three words we talked about, right? From the fearless of one's individual spirituality, spiritual personality, and from the frustration that results from void philosophy. So this is void philosophy is that everything is mithya, right? Everything is void, right? So this because when we think about that philosophy, then there is no interaction. That doesn't give us the satisfaction. Then one can ultimately attain to the abode of Supreme Lord. So if all those things are crossed, then only one can attain the abode of the Supreme Lord. So tell me, what is your question?
my question is this fearfulness, one's individual spiritual personality. What does Prabhupada mean here, Prabhuji? Like I'm quite surprised to see, even though I'm reading for third time, it's every time surprising few
Okay,
things
from
will
the
come to my mind.
fearfulness of one's individual spiritual personality. So here Prabhupada is talking for the jnanis, right? So the people who are looking to get merged, right? They think that as an individual personality, there will always be pain because whenever I'm in relationship with somebody, the relationship always leads to misery. That's what their conception, because that's what they have seen in their life. Okay, so they think that even in the spiritual life, that's what's going to happen. So in that case, merging with the Brahm is the best, right? But that is not the highest, because then what happens? Because then when you go to the void, then we see that you are just in a suspended stage, that there is no interaction, and still you feel that there is no rasa. So even though you are not getting in any misery, but there is no rasa either. And we are all rasa seekers because we have the same quality as Krishna. Sat Chit Ananda. We are also Ananda. When there is no rasa, then how long can you stay in that state? And then you fall down. There is always a risk of falling down. Okay, so that's what Krishna here, Prabhupada means, that they're fearful of their own individual personality, individuality.
Got it.
Okay, good question, Prabhu. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. So we'll end the class here. There is a wonderful class given by Raj Bihari Prabhu in the temple. Feel free to go there. It's the second part seminar. It's the part 2 of the seminar.